That Yuan reported that on Monday, August 22nd, the China Meteorological Administration issued a red warning for high temperatures for the 11th consecutive day and continued to issue an orange warning for drought. In Sichuan province, hydroelectric power plants are operating at only half capacity due to a sharp drop in water levels. The Sichuan government has announced an extension of power cuts until August 25th. Due to a lack of electricity, Chongqing has announced that starting from August 22nd, more than 500 shopping malls and other businesses will have to reduce their working hours. The Bureau of Meteorology also said that 62 weather stations from Sichuan to Fujian had recorded record high temperatures on August 21st. Since August, nearly 200 weather stations across China have recorded temperatures at 40 degrees Celsius, 104 degrees Fahrenheit or higher, setting the record for the highest temperatures since 1961. This historic heat wave threatens many manufacturing sectors, severely affecting the Chinese economy. Food production, lithium batteries, auto parts, solar energy products, and aluminum and copper smelting are the 5 most affected sectors. According to Bloomberg, the drought-stricken provinces of Sichuan, Chongqing, Hubei, Henan, Jiangxi, and Anhui produce nearly half of China's rice. Over the weekend, the China Agriculture Ministry said high temperatures and low rainfall since July had posed a serious challenge to the autumn grain production. The Henan province announced that more than 1 million hectares of crops have been affected by drought. According to the China Ministry of Water Resources, about 2.2 million hectares of fields across the entire Yangtze River basin have been affected by the heat. Power cuts in Sichuan have left about 16 auto parts suppliers unable to meet orders. This could put automakers like SAIC Motor and Tesla in trouble. According to Bloomberg, Sichuan produces more than a fifth of China's lithium output. The second largest production facility of world-class battery manufacturer CATL is located in Sichuan, and the plant has stopped production because of a power shortage. About 15% of the polysilicon used in solar panels comes from Sichuan, while the province had to cut power because of a drought. The price of polysilicon has hit a decade high, Bloomberg reports. In Sichuan, the well-known aluminum producer, Goldman, announced that the power outage has reduced its aluminum output by 360,000 tons, and another 300,000 tons of aluminum are at risk. The same thing happened with copper production companies in Anhui province.
全体起立为台南殉职远景默哀。袭警凶嫌林信吾在23日落网。行政院发言人罗秉成下午与法务部长蔡清祥、内政部次长陈宗彦共同举行记者会，说明相关后续因应。此次憾事也再次掀起警械使用时机的讨论。
过往在警察用枪的时机上面，难免会有一些警察担心后面的这个责任，而这个后面的责任的考量，在原来的条文里面可能还不尽明确。所以现在条文写得很清楚，就是依国家赔偿法的程序来处理。
陈宗彦表示，警械使用条例修正草案在2020年5月8日就送到立法院，同年的12月28日完成初审，目前尚待立法院接续推动，期待下个会期能加速通过。而警械装备的增加汰换部分都正在持续进行。此外，外界也质疑，因强盗罪入监服刑2个多月的林姓凶嫌，为何能被遴选到外役监？
只要他有期徒刑只狱2个月啊就可以，然后同时呢要看他的刑期，如果是7年以下啊，或是刑期逾7年未满15年，累进处遇到第3级以上就可以啊参与遴选。
蔡清祥表示，现行不得遴选至外役监服刑者只有毒品犯、性侵害犯、脱逃犯，因此未来希望纳入杀警等重大刑事犯。并将会深切检讨筛选人选是否确实考核等外役监的管理部分，以及外役监通报检警后发布通缉的程序问题，有需要负责的部分都会依法处理。新航亚太电视黄亮简、黄庭锋，台湾台北报道。
我们的同仁先默哀1分钟。
一早的记者会，台南市长黄伟哲带着所有人低头默哀，现场气氛沉重。虽然破案，却痛失2位优秀员警。
案件侦破，所有办案同仁，所有警察同仁，心中没有一丝的喜悦，因为毕竟我们失去了2位英勇、优秀的年轻员警。
曹瑞杰的叔叔深夜脸书发文悼念，表示他非常的孝顺和贴心，当初念警校也是想帮忙家庭经济负担。 表示今天的你特别不尊重我，竟然躺在病床叫你不应，推你不回，心痛到纠结说不出话来。最后表示曹家一直以你为荣。涂明诚的警专好友也发文悼念，同学可以下班了，一路好走。表示他总是寝室最早起床的，却又不厌其烦叫最爱赖床的他起床，是朴实的帮助大家的角色。
对于毁图，我们应该怎么样子可以加以防治，避免憾事发生，还会再进一步做更周全的各方面检讨。
下午，行政院长苏贞昌、内政部长徐国勇到台南第3分局了解案情，并慰问远景。总统蔡英文也南下前往殡仪馆致哀，待了近30分钟才离去。对媒体提问没有回应。
总统会加速推动警戒使用条例修法吗？家属有表达什么意见吗？
新唐人亚太电视史金旺、曾一豪、周永如台湾台南报道。
China is closely watching the development of its so-called trade talks between U.S. and Taiwan, a move it sees further eroding the cross-strait relationships. Experts say the U.S. goal is to build an order to serve its own interest. So what's the real reason behind the move? The United States has again put Taiwan into its geopolitical plans, this time through the economy, the so-called U.S.-Taiwan Initiative on 21st Century Trade. The initiative will curb Taiwan authority-controlled enterprises. Experts believe the efforts go against economic principles.
台美之间的建立的这种所谓的贸易协议，要求台湾选边站，肯定会给台湾造成非常大的一个冲击和影响。供应链的这种转移也好，或者说是我们生产链的这样的一种转移也好，其实都不是那么容易发生的。你这是强制的力量来推动这个企业做出非市场化的选择。
From high-tech chip sectors to fishing and farming, many industries in Taiwan may be affected, and it will create ripple effects, disturbing supply chains across the Asia-Pacific region.
对于拜登而言，他很有可能是用台湾来做一个所谓的样板。今天执政的蔡英文当局，他有很多东西有求于美国，甚至在很大程度上是任美国予取予求。
Taiwan's largest trade partner is the Chinese mainland. Over the past years, the trade volume between the Chinese mainland and Taiwan has reached more than $320 billion, with the island region enjoying a surplus of $170 billion. Chinese ambassador to the U.S. Qin Gang says the mainland has shown goodwill, promoting peaceful cross-strait relations.
本来就是我这个和大陆是一个一衣带水的这样的一个经贸关系，但是你现在横插一杠子，可能都会带来一系列的这种扰动。那么谁将承受最终的这个恶果呢？肯定不是美国，那很显然是台湾。
The initiative comes amid repeated provocations with U.S. Congress people, including House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, visiting Taiwan.
拜登政府用关税对中国进行的这种所谓的贸易打压，但是他更强调或者说更喜欢用所谓的基于民主价值理念的规则所谓的这种新的贸易规则来构建一套所谓的排华体系。
China has voiced opposition to the negotiation of the agreement, which is official in nature, saying attempts to play the Taiwan card to block China's reunification and national rejuvenation will not succeed.
Torrential rain and flooding in Inner Mongolian desert. On August 21st, a heavy rainstorm broke out in the unique scenic spot of Alishan Tianchi in Inner Mongolia. Alishan Tianchi is a rare desert barrier lake between the Tungur Desert and the Baidan Jaran Desert. There is little rain all year round, so the surroundings are covered with yellow sand. So this heavy rain is rare here. A video shared on the internet shows the water and yellow sand are rushing to flood an entire area. The Twitter user was puzzled. He wrote, "God, is this going to exterminate the Chinese?" Poyang Lake, China's largest freshwater lake, dries up. The water level of the Yangtze River has experienced a rapid decline due to the continuous high temperature and little rain in the Yangtze River basin. According to Chinese media, Poyang Lake was China's largest freshwater lake. It has experienced a rapid decline by more than 10 meters due to the stream level that connects with Yangtze River. Large areas of the lake disappeared, becoming dry, cracked breaches, while the original, sizable sections of the lake water changed into little rivers. A video shows that the water level of Poyang Lake has dried up, with only a few streams remaining. It looks like a bare tree with only dry branches left. Besides, the fish have also dried up and died. Torrential rain in Shijiazhuang causes flooding. According to Chinese media, on August 22nd in the morning, Shijiazhuang City, Hubei Province, suffered heavy rains. Many roads were flooded, especially the Zhongshan Road section. Additionally, many sections of the main urban area have severed traffic. According to Sina, as of 7 a.m. on that day, the maximum rainfall in the main metropolitan area of Shijiazhuang City is 94 millimeters, 3.7 inches. Videos shared on the internet showed that the stagnant water in the city poured down from the bridge like a waterfall. Another footage showed that in front of Shijiazhuang's Donghao Seafood Market, a dozen cars were soaked and floating in the water.
美国副国务卿雪曼23号在国务院会见中共驻美大使秦刚，双方会谈1个多小时。不过截稿至今，美中双方都尚未对这次会谈发布照片或多做说明。这是美国众议院议长裴洛西8月初访台后，美中资深官员的首次会晤。美国之音报道，美国国务院表示，这次谈论的重点就是台海议题。
We believe it is important for individuals and institutions in the United States and other countries to demonstrate support for Taiwan's right to exist as a self-governing democracy, to cooperate with its vibrant private enterprises, particularly in the high-tech sector, and to maintain close connection to and solidarity with Taiwan's creative and freedom-loving people.
裴洛西访台之后，美国参议院议员、印第安纳州州长以及美军前战略司令部司令在内的智库学者，在这1个月内陆续来台，表态支持台湾自由民主的政体。英国金融时报报道，27号这个周末，台湾还将迎接另一个美国国会访问团。新唐人亚太电视曾一豪、张瑞珍综合报道。